This episode is brought to you by The Guarantors. Chasing down residents who don't pay their rent is taxing enough. Did you know you could offset the risk of renter default? Meet The Guarantors. They'll requalify your applicants and insure their rent. If the resident doesn't pay, you still get paid. Visit theguarantors.com/multifamily today.
How would you feel about an AI knowing what you need? So before we dig into that, I just want to welcome you to another episode of the Multifamily Collective. We're going to talk about adaptive experiences. So when an AI knows what you need, whether it be in your organization or in your life, how are you going to feel about that? Let's talk about two things. Proactive, I'm looking down because I've taken some notes on this one. Imagine when you don't have to prompt anymore. So today the introduction to LLMs, the introduction to artificial intelligence is this sort of crude effort of thinking about something that you would like for the intelligence to assist you with. So you go through the process of tapping on the keyboard. Some people have moved on to voice, right? If you have your iPhone, you have ChatGPT or any other LLM on your iPhone, you can bring it up and down in the lower right-hand corner. You press the microphone, you start to talk to the artificial intelligence. Or to those platforms. But imagine a day where you don't have to do that anymore because the system has learned your behaviors. It has not only learned your behaviors through the crude tapping on the keyboard, but the conversations that you have with it and all the other public data that is available germane to you. Whatever platform, social media, whatever social media platforms are open. I know you can't do that with Facebook anymore, but there are still other social media places that AIs can harvest data on you specifically. You're not going to have to prompt anymore. Let's just pretend for a second, or imagine for a second that you've been out on, I've been using this example for years and years and years. You're out on X or some other social media and you decide that you are going to move from Texas to California or vice versa. It doesn't matter. You're moving and artificial intelligence, your agent, because you've been training it now, is going to pick up on the fact that you are going to make a move. And that agent is going to go out and communicate with other agents, whether they be organizational agents, meaning property management companies, or LMSs that are trying to stay ahead, or any other sort of venue where you've had conversation, or they would profit from that exchange, right? So my agent's going to go out and contact that agent. They're going to have a conversation. And then suddenly I'm going to get yielded a number of apartment communities that probably fit who I am as a person, the things that I appreciate about life, and the areas that the AI thinks that I would enjoy. So now I have options. Instead of going to an LMS, instead of going to a bunch of websites, it's just going to harvest all this data for me and it's going to present it to me. And without any prompting whatsoever. If I'm in a business, it's going to learn over a bit of time what I like to look at. It's going to understand that every single Monday morning, I look at these metrics in the organization. Every single day, I look at these metrics in an organization. I typically make these informed decisions based on this data. It's now going to present all of that information. It's also going to present some potential things that I should do as it relates to that information that I might not be thinking about. Or if I'm thinking Johari's window, things that I'm blinded to, right? I get narrowly focused and I start to ignore other pieces of information that are very important. Is going to bring those things in so that I'm getting a full, well-rounded view of my portfolio and the things that I need to do to make sure that I'm optimizing. By the way, it's probably doing a lot of those things on my behalf unless I train it not to do it before I have an opportunity to look at it. So just get used to this term, proactive intelligence. That's going to be a term that we're going to start to see a lot. Proactive intelligence. And it's not your proactive intelligence. It's going to take your priming the pump, so to speak, and put all this information in. You have been, and it's going to understand the way you think about the world, and it's going to use all of its predictive powers, factors, and things that are happening in the business climate to come up with a set of things that you need to pay attention to. And by the way, it's going to take care of a lot of those things for you. Intelligence. That's the term. Take care. I'll talk to you again soon.